Hi, everyone, and welcome to my presentation on evangelical Zionism from the Sunbelt. So that's the topic of my dissertation, and this is going to offer an overview of 5 books that I will be referencing, as well as a couple of schools of historiographical expertise. So let's get started. All right, so my topic for my dissertation specifically, it will focus on evangelical Jewish Zionist roots in cooperation with the South between specifically the years 1975 and 2000, and it will examine how this particular region, specifically within Georgia, because that's where I live, is often associated with distinct religious and political traditions, and how it became an important site for the development of pro-Israeli alliances that shaped both American foreign policy advocacy and Jewish communal politics. So I'll be focusing on states like Georgia, like I said, and also within the broader Sunbelt as well, but mostly Georgia, and focus on how Jewish organizations and evangelical leaders, specifically in the aftermath of the Six-Day War in 67, sorry, they became a nation in 48. Six-Day War is 67. They forged strategic partnerships through shared theological language, grassroots mobilization, and coordinated political advocacy. All right, so there are several schools of interpretation. This is not all of them, but this is a 6-minute video, so I'm going to keep it brief. So you have premillennial dispensationalism, and that emphasizes prophetic interpretations of Israel's role in the end times. And so that began with John Nelson Darby in the late 1800s, and that's really when you see a shift. Americans supported Israel. We were very supportive of Jews since the founding, but there really was a shift when dispensationalism became popularized. And so that's one school. You also have reconciliationist and cooperative Zionism. Basically, this is a trend that focuses on a Jewish national home that serves as a cultural center in Israel. Then you have spirit-centered and blessing-based Zionism, and this is based on Genesis 12:3, which says, "I will bless those who bless you and curse those who curse you." You also have liberal, Protestant, and ecumenical approaches. And so this focuses more on human rights, diplomacy, and interreligious dialogue rather than Bible prophecy or eschatology. And so what you'll see as I go through these sources is that dispensationalism really is at the helm. And you have some historians arguing that it's essential and others saying it's a byproduct, and other things are much more essential. So let's talk about the first book here. You've got From Bible Belt to Sun Belt, Plain Folk Religion, Grassroots Politics, and the Rise of Evangelical Conservatism by Darren Jochuk. And I'm not going to read through all of this because I'm going to run out of time, but you can pause and read through the description. I think this is probably the most important book because, like, I'm going to be arguing for the state of Georgia. He argues for one state as well. He says California is it, and he has a lot of reasons for that. Okay, then you have Timothy Weber. He has On the Road to Armageddon, How Evangelicals Became Israel's Best Friend. And he also links some interpretations to dispensationalism, to Zionism, things like that. He looks at the Cold War. There's definitely a link between communism, Cold War ideologies, and eschatological beliefs. And so, again, you can pause and read. And monograph 3 is by Yaakov Ariel. And so he's a conversionist and mission centric interpretation. So he's very focused on Christian missions, especially within Israel. He focuses on Billy Graham and some others, and it's just a very mission minded approach. Then you have Covenant Brothers by Daniel Hummel. And so he's also reconciliationist and cooperative Zionism. He focuses on 1948. He says specifically the evangelical Christian Zionist movement is built on 3 pillars: interreligious encounter, support by the government of Israel and American Jewish allies, and changing evangelical attitudes toward political mobilization. Again, you can pause and read. So, monograph 5 is Allies for Armageddon, The Rise of Christian Zionism by Victoria Clark. Clark's work is Christian Zionist and theology. She's important because she's not necessarily a Christian. She's actually a secular humanist. And so she adds this sort of diversity to the content, if you will. And it'll help bring in broad perspectives to the dissertation. So that is it. These are my references. And I thank you for watching. I hope that you all have a wonderful day.